Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Steph. I'm a UK mid-size content creator. I'm a size 16 and 5'5". I'm 38 and I've got a little bit of a shopping problem. It's been quite a few months since I've shared with you all a new bag, but I am back today with a new bag to share with you all. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm a massive fan of the brand Studio by Charlotte. I have brought 3 of their bags so far, and it felt time to add another to the wardrobe. So here is the box. I've not actually unboxed any of this yet, so let's unbox it together. So inside the bag we have, of course, the branded tissue paper. How nicely wrapped is this? So you do get a little note card from Charlotte herself just to say, thank you so much for choosing, and then she names the bag, which I'm about to show you, to add to your collection. It means everything. I hope you love styling it. I'm sure I will love styling it. So I just think the way that these bags are presented are just so stunning. I mean, look at that. And here is the bag in the dust bag. Now, if you know Studio by Charlotte and you know some of their bags, then you might already be able to guess what bag this is. But this is the Chloe bag, and I am so excited to add this to my collection. I mean, how stunning is she? This is just the softest leather. Like, this is like butter. This is stunning. So just to put into comparison, this is the style of bag that I have purchased 3 times now in the black, the burgundy, and the tan. And this is obviously a slightly smaller version in the kind of off-white cream kind of colour. I knew I wanted something a little bit smaller as my next bag, and I had seen this so much on their Instagram channels and their other social media channels with people styling this version, as well as Nancy, which is in the tan, and the new one, Jessie, which is in the butter yellow. I love my tan bag so much. Like, I use this a lot already, so I didn't think I'd get as much wear out of the Nancy, which is this but in the same kind of colour, just because of the fact that if I'm going to use a tan bag, I'm probably going to want to use this one. But white, cream, whatever colour we want to call this, is a colour that is lacking from my pretty extensive bag wardrobe. So I knew cream was probably going to be the colour that I would go for, and I just love this style. I think this is such a classic shape when it comes to wanting to just have a little bit of elegance but in a much smaller bag. I definitely think that you can wear this to like a black tie event or more of a fancy event, absolutely take it to a wedding. Whereas this bag just feels a bit more everyday because of the size of it. So she's obviously presented with the little protector here. Like the others, she's a bit of a turn lock opening. So we can open it up at the top, remove this little protective felt layer, which I should probably keep actually and put back on my bags because I'm not the best at keeping them on there when they're stored. Inside there's a little protective pillow of tissue paper just to like help her keep her shape. And this is the bag. Honestly, I can't get over how smooth this leather is. It's absolutely stunning and it just smells so good. Now, she doesn't come with a longer strap or anything else. Some of my other bags did. They come with either shoulder or longer straps. This one doesn't. This is purely to be held as like a top handle bag. Inside, you just have one compartment. We do have the little slip pocket at the back here. I think this is a really good size and I feel like you would actually fit quite a lot in here. Obviously, we don't have any branding on this bag. She doesn't do bags with branding, so it's very much a kind of quiet luxury style bag, which I really like. Although obviously I'm not opposed to a little bit of loud luxury as well. Sometimes it's just nice to switch it up. She does come with little protective stickers on the little arms, which I appreciate. There's no feet on this bag. My other bigger bags do have feet on, so she doesn't, which actually I think just adds to the point that this is more of like a handheld little top handle bag and definitely not one to be placing on the floor. Obviously she does have little tags and stuff on her, but she's a keeper, so we're going to remove them. And there we go, just a little bit better. We've got none of the other things on there. This is just how she comes and I am obsessed. So to truly test the bag, I'm just gonna now see how much we can actually add into her. Okay, so we're gonna start with the most important thing. Can my phone fit in here? This is the regular size iPhone Pro. I think it's the 15, might be the 16, I can't really remember, but basically it's the regular size, not the max size. Fits in absolutely perfectly. Next up, a pair of sunglasses. Now, I think some of my sunglasses cases are absolutely humongous. I don't tend to keep them in massive cases because I don't think that's going to fit, but I do tend to keep these Gucci ones just in their little like Gucci, I don't know, pouch. I'm not even quite sure what this is. We're going to see if these fit in there as well. Yeah, no issue. The glasses fit in perfectly. Okay, next up, the AirPods, because if I'm out and about, I'm probably going to want my AirPods with me. They obviously fit in no problem. Also a little lip gloss. I would usually carry a bit of a bigger makeup bag, but that makeup bag size is pretty much the size of this. It's obviously not going to fit in. I only really need the lipstick, so that's what we're going to put in there. A little mirror to check, obviously, that the lip gloss is okay and the makeup's good. This is one from Chanel a couple of years ago when they did their kind of different pastel colours. I went for the purple. I still really like it. It was expensive for what it is, but, you know, isn't everything. Yep, fits in, no problem. And then I was going to test 2 little pouches. So I'm a big fan of the key pouch. This is pretty much my everyday one. Although I did recently get the bigger size because I love this so much and I use this a lot. But my only thing is that if you have coins in here as well as cards, it gets a little bit like tricky trying to get them out, especially if you've more than like 1 card in there. So while it's great as a kind of little on the go thing, it's also can sometimes be a bit awkward. That was basically how I justified it to myself, to basically get the exact same thing just in the bigger size. For reference, that's the original. This is the bigger. I think they've called this the Key Pouch S. I can't actually remember, but anyway, it is obviously a lot bigger. I actually prefer this when I'm going out with just like keys and a purse because it's a little bit bigger. I feel like I'm less likely to just put it down and forget it because it's a little bit chunkier to hold. Whereas this one, I've got visions that I'll just leave this somewhere and that'll be it. I'll never find it again. But I'm going to test fitting both in because I would probably use one or the other if I was to use this bag. Okay, that's the smaller one in. If you can see, try to like organize everything. There's actually still room in here, so I could definitely fit my car keys in here as well. Let's switch it out for the bigger key pouch there. Yeah, fits in fine. And again, still room for the keys. And if we do it up, she's still got her shape. She doesn't look too bulky and she's also not too heavy to hold either. She is definitely more of a smoother leather. This bag, for example, this one's very much more of a grained leather. It's definitely probably a lot more hard wearing, this one. But I think that plays into the fact that this one is obviously not really meant to be an everyday bag. You don't get any straps with it. For example, there's no feet on the bottom to rest it anywhere. I feel this is very much more of like a special occasion when you need a bit more of a smaller bag. Definitely kind of has that softer feel to it. And because the leather is a little bit smoother, I feel like she won't keep her shape as rigidly. Like this bag will always be the shape just because the leather is so stiff. Whereas I feel like this one is probably gonna, like if you're gonna over bulk it, for example, you're gonna see that, or it could potentially slouch. But I just quite like that. I like it when a bag ages, just because I feel like it just tells a little bit more of the story. You can see some veining though in this leather, which is also really attractive because I feel like that's such a good sign of quality leather. So yeah, I am so happy that I've got this bag into my collection. Not entirely sure what kept me waiting so long, but I was definitely toyed between the Nancy, the Chloe and the Jessie. So as I already said, the Nancy, it's in the tan. I already have a tan bag that I use a lot. I'm probably not going to go for a different tan bag. The Jessie, very, very pretty in the butter yellow, but this bag is quite buttery yellowy as well. And I just wasn't sure if butter yellow would be a colour that I would get a lot of wear out of. Whereas the Chloe in this kind of off-white cream colour, I just feel like I'm going to get so much wear out of her, especially obviously in the summers, just because of the fact that it's such a lighter colour and it will pretty much go with most of my wardrobe. I still would love to see this bag and also this bag in more colours. I have got my heart set on a bag like this in the grained kind of leather, in a navy, I think with the silver hardware. That I feel like would be a dream bag for me in terms of what I would love to see, because I love this size. This size is so good. It's a 25cm bag size. I use this bag a lot. So yeah, I would love to see this in navy with the silver. I think that would be my #1 choice, or maybe a green. But like maybe a darker green, like a foresty green, but we'll see. For this bag, for this little number, I would love to see this in a pale blue or a pale pink. I just think that would be stunning. And maybe even with silver hardware as opposed to the gold. Don't get me wrong, I love gold. I'm more of a gold than a silver person, but sometimes I think certain colours just work better with different hardware. So yeah, either a pale blue, a pale pink, or maybe even like a minty green colour. Again, all very summery. I very much view this as a bit more of like a summer bag. Although I think in the wintertime, this would obviously look amazing in like a metallic, just for like the party season as you get into the winter party season. I know it did come in black at one point. I think it came in a slightly different leather as well, but I already have a black bag that I use a lot, so I knew I wouldn't use the black one. Okay, now on to the bit that I'm sure you all want to know, which is how much is she? Like, she's stunning, Steph, but how much is she? She's £345. She is handcrafted, which is honestly exceptional. This Swift leather is so soft, and then I didn't realize, but on the inside it's lambskin leather, so again, incredibly soft, great materials as well, like really high-end materials being used here. Yeah, it's so soft on the inside. She definitely is a considered purchase, I would say. But I would say all my handbags are considered purchases. And if you remember way back at the start of the year, I said I wanted to be a little bit more intentional with my money, a little bit more mindful with my money. And while I have brought 4 handbags so far this year, which was definitely not on the bingo card, I do feel like I will get a lot of wear out of her. She's very classic, and I think she's going to really stand the test of time in my wardrobe. And for me, that's a really good investment. So that has been my unboxing of my new Studio by Charlotte handbag. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.